would go unnoticed? The ever-present thread of Corin's fear twisted tighter in his breast. What meeting? What had the druids noticed, and why hadn't Wade said something sooner? Corin forced a calming breath and asked the question. What meeting do you mean? You can drop the act, Wade said. We know how you hope to use the nimble fingers. Corin shook his head. I have not yet set that plan in motion. Give over. The other men were discussing it this afternoon. A dozen outlanders arrived in the village near midday, asking for directions to your cottage. They were joined by a lord, all dressed in black. The fear pulled taut, squeezing the air from Corin's lungs. The druid cocked his head. Good Lord, Corin, you've gone pale. Amelia, he whispered. Wade, you have to help me. I did not bring anyone to the cottage today. But the man in black, it wasn't me. I've been hard at work maintaining my disguise. A bitterness twisted his voice, and he didn't try to fight it down. He dropped the axe from his shoulder. Go to the council. Bring everyone you can find. Corin was running before the words were out. Wade called after him. Why? Why, Corin? What's happening? Corin didn't even try to answer. He ran. That fear clamored inside him now, wrenching at his heart. He didn't know. He didn't know what had really happened, but weeks of constant fear seemed realized now. The trap snapped closed. Wade had been right, after all. Corin made a lousy woodsman. He was a pirate, a scoundrel, a city rat. He did not belong here, but that very fact had made it an ideal hiding place. Until he was discovered. How? How had they found him so quickly? And who had come for him? His terror told him that the figure dressed in black must have been Ephitel himself, king of all the tyrant gods. But surely it was not. Surely he would have sent a soldier in his place, a watchman or a justicar. Even a wizard would have been better than Ephitel. But it was he. Corin knew it was he, with a certainty that drove him to near frenzy. He didn't have his sword. It had been too great a risk, too valuable a resource, so Godslayer rested in its clever little vault, hidden. Without that sword, he couldn't face Ephitel. Please, Fortune, he prayed. Let it be someone else. Let Amelia be away. Just let her be safe. But she wouldn't be. She would be home. She was part of his disguise, and she played the part well. That pretense had been the only brightness in this whole charade. He'd shared 3 months with Amelia, while the druids pumped him for every fragment of his memory. He pretended to be a country lad. He pretended to be a cooperative asset to the aggravating druids, and he would have gone on doing all of it for an endless age if he could have kept pretending to be part of a happy family with Amelia. She'd made him a very happy home. Tears burned in his eyes, but he refused to shed them. It had all been for naught if Ephitel had found him. Corin slowed in his mad dash. He bore the hope of the world within his memory, and all the angry fires of justice stoked to render final judgment on the tyrant Ephitel. But as Wade had said, it would take time to accomplish such a thing. It was no easy task to strike down a god, and all their plans would come to nothing if Corin fell into the monster's hands. He strained his eyes in a vain attempt to catch some glimpse of the distant cottage through the woods. He wasn't close enough yet. He could still run away. He should, to save himself. Or at least find some hiding place and wait for Wade to bring the council. He could not afford to charge right in. His quest was far more important than the life of one man, or one woman. It didn't matter. He couldn't leave her, not without knowing. For all of 3 paces he had slowed, but now he ran harder yet. In the village near midday, Wade had said. These men had come hours ago. What could Corin hope to find? It didn't matter. He ran harder. He didn't know it was an enemy. It could even have been the nimble fingers. Perhaps they were looking for him, to beg his aid or warn him of some